not many heroes that can actually do that effectively. Do you go for maybe an OD here?
That's the one that keeps coming back to my mind.
Yeah. I mean, you go for the Huskar pick, but against a Sven, I'm not the biggest fan. He does trash Morphling in lane, but you're up against a Sven. I know we likes to play these crazy heroes, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh, whatever, yeah, that'll do.
Talked about it at the start of the series, at the start of the game even, Wind Ranger. We have seen this from Weehaw over the past couple of games. And I was wondering if this would be a more hotly contested hero, but it seems like a 10th pick from Liquid is where they feel she deserves her slot.
I am loving these Liquid drafts. Like, Wii is decent. Wind Ranger's decent here against the Morphling. It does have the burst damage you were talking about to some degree. Obviously, the new Wind Ranger's a bit different, right? Because you can't rush that Ags and get that nice little focus fire, so your damage is not as strong. But you can kite this Sven nicely. Your Wind Run is fantastic here. You can get a Force Staff to prevent the Clockwork from stopping you. Well, it's not a bad pick, honestly. If you manage to win the lane against the Morphling, your attack animation is really nice. So you have a really nice mid lane against the Morphling as well. And Power Shot can be really threatening to a Morphling that's trying to morph back into agility and right out of the fight. If you want to re-engage the Morphling, not with the Wind Ranger, they'll have a lot of vision of you with a Spirit Breaker, Wind Ranger, Venomancer. Like, the vision game is strong for Team Liquid.
And Team Liquid, they need that vision to be able to chain kills. You know, catch one, kill another, then turn it into an objective. Plague Wards will allow them to set up these kind of bunkers around towers to allow them to potentially take objectives a little easier. But we'll see what happens in that laning stage. It's going to be an interesting one here. Evil Geniuses taking on Team Liquid. Game 1 in a best of 3 for the EPICENTER group stage. I'm Gareth, joined by D Swordfish, and we are jumping into Game 1. Away we go. Let's see where we head off. Sumail on that Morphling, Fly playing the Grimstroke with S4 Darkseer. Arteezy playing that Sven and Crit on the Clockwork. An early smoke from all 5 of Evil Geniuses as they drop. They have fun. Now get the all chat going. GHIO with Miracle Gyro down bot. Weehaw playing that Wind Ranger mid, of course. And we look towards top for Kuroki and Mind Control playing your Spirit Breaker Veno. Unaware of what lanes they're going to be playing against. And most certainly, GH unaware of this smoke, but he's in a good position to pop it. Might still get connected on by Arteezy, but a quick tether away. Beautifully set up by Liquid to reveal the smoke, get the IO out of danger, and get to lane.
Yeah, that was very well done by GH. Good positioning, and they were probably expecting the smoke you were mentioning. That's clearly a position to prevent the potential smoke coming up to the high ground. And now they know more or less how the lane... I mean, the lanes are pretty obvious for EG, I guess. You're going to go Darkseer, probably the Clockwork here. You might rotate the Grimstroke early just to get a couple kills and then help Sumail out, depending on how... Or help the Sven out, depending how hard his lane is. Liquid is going to have a really easy lane once the IO gets a couple levels going. Because the healing of the IO is... I mean, it's still very powerful. His early game is still really nice with the Gyrocopter. I'm going to see the bounty runes being divided equally among both teams. The battle's about to start now.
Yep, no contest. Bottom from GH or Miracle. Sentry Ward down early from Crit. Will block up that large camp. And they're actually going to TP Fly up top. Set up that 2-1-2. Artesian Fly with Inkswell and Stormhammer. Could open up kills on Mind Control, who has been left alone top. Definitely have to keep our eyes peeled for any kind of aggression there. As Kuroki's Spirit Breaker lurking around towards mid. Might want to put just a little bit of pressure onto this Morphling. Give Weehaw the first couple of waves. Easy peasy, but no. He will not attempt to move towards mid. Instead heads top. Charging in onto Fly. MC with that Poison Sting. He's going to do a bit of harass damage onto the Grimstroke, but Arteezy very nicely defending and bodyguarding his Grim, so that no further push forward can come through from Liquid.
You went for a level 1 Poisonous Sting on Mind Control, which is standard when you want to, have a decent lane, but obviously doesn't allow you to have any kill potential. Usually the Venomous Scale is the level when you can actually get a kill either on Grimstroke or on the Sven, even though Sven is kind of difficult to kill. Harassing in the mid lane as Spirit Breaker level 1, maybe not the easiest. Though, goes for the Power Shot Wind Run build. Very difficult to beat this in the mid lane. And for now, he's only got one lasted advantage over Sumail, not a big deal. But Morphling does have a lot of lasting potential here in the mid lane. So We're not going to see, I don't think, any charges until you get either Power Shot level 2 or perhaps a Wind Run level 2 so you can play a bit more aggressively.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back as a stun from Arteezy onto MC. With the Inkswell here, they should be able to continue forward. Battery Assault is coming in from the right-hand side, but it's stopped in its tracks as KuroKy closes the door on that initiation. EG still do a good amount of damage there to MC and Kuro, forcing them to burn through even further regen. But it's EG with a tri-lane top.
That initiation in the top lane was solid, but obviously Clockwork being a bit late, Crit was not proactively waiting there for the gank, and of course it was much more difficult to catch the Venomance than they thought initially. He's close to level 2, which means he's gonna have Venomous Scale now, but the Inkswell attempt again, Mind Control could be in trouble. There's a charge to give him a bit of space. Venomous Scale, and Fly now has to run away. Fly is trying to get the kill against Mind Control while they allow Arteezy to run away. KuroKy does not stop Fly from getting the last hit, and that's going to be first blood for the support on EG.
Try harder.
A real nice turnaround. Kuro and MC, they know this lane's going to be hard in the 2v3. I'm just thinking back to Kuro's move around the Roche pit, and him being in between mid and top lane, like, kind of puts pressure on Sumail just when Kuro's not on map, when he's not showing, right? He's actually rotated bot. Unfortunately for him, though, the TP already concluding for S4, sending him back to Fountain. And Sumail gets a regen rune down bottom as well.
Well, that is a very lucky regen rune. You get the first levels of Morphling, probably the toughest for a Morphling. Immediately get the regen rune, back to being dominating in lane. Wee's playing quite aggressively with his Wind Ranger, though, which is how you have to play ideally against a Morphling, but we're already going to see a bit of a deficit in terms of last hits. There's just not much you can do. He's actually going for the Power Shot build just to try to deal more damage to this Morph, but he's a very, very sticky laner. He has tons of healing. And even the Wind Run is not that big a deal because Sumail can always adapt to strike him and bring him down if he's very low HP.
Absolutely right.
Look at that. Like, those projectiles are way too fast. That's my problem with Morphling mid. Like, it's really, really difficult to beat his projectile speed. It's literally powered water. And the Wind Ranger, okay attack animation, not such great projectile speed.
Just blastoising all over the place.
Yeah.
S4, 12 and 0 on the CS. Not too far ahead of Mind Control, honestly. What's level-wise like? 2.5 on the Veno. Darkseer is closing in on level 4, 3/4 of the way through 3 already. So S4 having a bit of a better time down there. As this tri-lane still incredibly obnoxious to deal with. KuroKy caught with a Battery Assault. Crit dodging that Gale allows him to continue forward onto MC as well. Do they have any further spells? None on Fly. And Crit unable to finish off this kill. Surely he can't go for it. He's got boots and a stout shield, and he's diving the tier 1. A sidestep as he drops his shoulder. MC gets away from the stroke and a Fly. And Crit will walk it all off as Arteezy, he's decided he wants to party. Gets it on top of GH, but Mind Control's Gale will stop the advance as KuroKy charging into the backlines. Crit gets bonked on the head, but I believe that will be all said and done for that engagement top. Still 2-0 lead for EG as they weather the storm, but this Grim Clock combo, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try again for another engagement, this time for the rune. There's the Venomous Scale. Crit slowed down. Battery Assault already hits Mind Control. Going for the easier kill here on GH. The charge, but GH took way too much damage from that Inkswell. They get the kill, but Crit now stuck against 2. The cogs for Crit allow him to get away, perhaps with a body block by Fly. KuroKy can't get to the little robot, and now they're actually able to get the kill and come out alive. Crit get killed off, though, by a way beautiful Power Shot snipe. And the fight is ongoing as Mind Control slowed down Arteezy, but a bit difficult to actually bring him down. Way too tanky to Sven. EG will be happy with at least their support trade.
Man, I'm so sad I missed that snipe on Crit. I went back to look where Arteezy was, and he was kind of 1v2ing, 1v3ing under Shrine. I thought, we'll watch this, and all of a sudden, Weehawk comes from that mid lane. Long-range Power Shot, finishes off that Clockwork, at least gets Liquid on the board. 5 minutes in. Yeah. How did the bounty runes go? Because I didn't pay attention to that at the time. Miracle and GH get a number of them, and GH actually in trouble himself. Crit here with the Rocket Barrage on him. Might be the first one to fall. GH is about to drop, and there we go. Final hit from Miracle does the trick.
Yeah, well, that Crit is going to be I mean, this is going to be brought down, but the expense of an IO. I guess he loses some healing on the gyrocopter. He's quite happy regardless to get that kill. Meanwhile, S4 being harassed by Kuroki, where the charge is ready. S4 is almost out of mana, but he does have the Soul Ring anyway. Oh, the lucky bash as his charge gets activated. The charge still available. S4 losing to Kuroki. Here comes the help from the IO. A lucky Invis Rune might see them. One more hit, and they kill him off during the fade time. Liquid countering the luck that Icefall gave to this poor Darkseer.
Meanwhile, MC does die top. Fly and Arteezy there with the Stormhammer, the Inkswell. Able to get on top of that Venomancer very simply. As Miracle rotates up to top now, is ready with a cooldown and a charge. Very likely spotted as it comes through mid lane. Yeah, getting pinged out as Kuro and GH make their way towards the Sven and the Grimstroke, but this should not come to anything. Kuroki. This should not come to anything. Kuroki. He charges, he bashes, and then he walks it all off, waddles away. The Spirit Breaker just getting in the face of Fly. You know, releasing that tension. Getting a bit of the stress off your shoulders.
Yeah, he's just showing his strength there. As a Spirit Breaker, he can dive towers. He's just showcasing to Fly that he can't just stay under them. It's a bit of a lane change, though. As S4 starts to actually put some harassment in the bottom lane, together with Arteezy, trying to take this tower. But Fly could be in trouble. There's the charge with the bulldoze as well. And Fly, is he going to go down? There's a lot of movement speed here. They might be able to catch him down as the bottom lane. They kill off Mind Control. They do finish off this killing spree for Kuroki.
MC, man, where are we now? 0-3-1. It's not as bad as maybe I'd thought. 8 minutes in. Still doing all right. The trouble being, he is not level 3 yet. That is the big issue here for the Venomancer. MC has not had a game whatsoever. So now we start to rely on this Weehar Windranger even more. A tempo hero from the mid lane that is meant to go around finding kills, finding snipes, applying that pressure. Weehar has pressure mounted on his shoulders now.
Yeah, he does the help though. In the from the Gyrocopter IO combination, right? They can relocate to any of the ganks that we can do, so at least they have that as it's playing with a Spectre. You're just supposed to start these kills, and they will end them for you. But for now, EG, knowing how to play against this IO, not quite showing themselves anywhere on the map alone. The supports are always accompanying these cores and farming efficiently regardless. Making sure that the IO does not get much of that relocate. Of course, still level 3, so nothing big, but Spirit Breaker is still a relevant hero.
And GH is going to be hugging Miracle for the most part now. Farm through the jungle as efficiently as you can. They've set up a couple of deep observer wards now, Liquid, just to try and zone out this area so they gain access to an extra, sort of 5-6 jungle camps, can fall back to their own shrine when need be. And of course the mirror movement, as we've come to expect from Evil Geniuses down bottom. Radiant side jungle belongs to them. But they are the ones with front foot forward applying the pressure and looking for this objective in the mid lane, that tier 1, which cuts a huge swathe of the map away from Liquid and gives it to EG if they're able to force that tier 1 mid. Right now, not committing for it. They're actually aiming for mind control again. Surge, battery assault, the whole kit and caboodle onto that poor little Veno. And Crit with S4 will make short work of the Veno. Crit doesn't even care that he gives his life away for it. That is an easy kill on mind control, shutting him down even further.
We were talking about this in the draft, though. The Veno has that versatility in terms of items. He is not entirely dependent on farm as much as other heroes. And Liquid is used to playing this sacrificial Veno to some degree. Obviously, he's not happy this is happening to him, but he's one of the better heroes this could be happening to. At least they're not stopping your Windranger, who's supposed to give you space. And it seems like Mind Control is currently just playing support. It's okay. He's just transitioning. Let the Spirit Breaker be your 3. It's fine. You're a Veno as long as you get some experience. You're currently level 4, though, so...
Yeah, it's a bit of a yikes in that regard.
Yeah. He's getting the wards, though. You're seeing, when you're giving your wards to your offlaner, you know the offlaner's not doing too well. Because he just needs that goal desperately.
I just want to try and check, item build-wise, what are we looking at here for Liquid? Because Kuroki has phase boots queued up, no urn or anything like that. GH, it looks like, is rushing straight for the mech. And we've got this Miracle Gyro with Maelstrom phase and a queued BKB. And while Weehar, maybe after this Javelin, he could go for a BKB himself. We've seen that from Liquid when times are tough. They go for those early BKBs around the kind of 17-18 minute mark and look for a big team fight to win. And just with the press of a button, BKB can win you a team fight in all honesty, against the early magic damage that EG bring to the table.
Especially because on heroes like Wind Ranger don't rely so much on the 10-second BKB in the later parts of the game. You're not a Sven, you're not an Ursa. You don't need to get in the middle of the fight. As the more mobility you get, the easier it is for you to evade those spells. So it would make sense to go for one of those early BKBs, perhaps still finish the Maelstrom for a bit more farming potential.
Oh, here we go. Charge into relocate. Shrine is popped, and in comes Gyro, pushed back by the cogs. It's that. Now the strike towards S4, cancelled by the battery assault. And look who's joined in. Arteezy says hello, what up? The big damage, the magic damage from the Gyro nearly clears up the Sven as the relocate does take them back to safety. EG grouped up, looking for a brawl there. They lose Kuroki Liquid, get nothing in return. Crit proving problematic with that level 4 battery assault in these team fights.
Well, that was a pretty alright relocate gank if it wasn't because EG was expecting that, right? They're still bunching together, they're expecting the IL level 6, and now bottom lane, Mind Control again, harassed by this poor crit. This support right now is currently doing better than Mind Control. Level 7 has a higher net worth, or no, sorry, equal net worth. But of course, you're the support. Silence up Wind Ranger in the mid lane as well, and they want to kill her as well. They take away her Wind Run, and her Shackle Shot's a mail, showing we how Wind Ranger's supposed to be played, but now stopped by Kuroki. The help is ready, and now a second Shackle Shot as well, this time onto the Morphling, but no further attacks as EG decides to back off here.
Man, that's a DD Morph turning into Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
That's some spooky stuff. Only level 1 Shackle Shot, though. Unfortunate for Sumail. Otherwise, maybe could have grabbed a kill there. But you look back towards that. Oh, hang on a second. Are they...
Yeah, that was weird.
Another strike big animation. I heard it just go, and I was like, oh, spooky. But the fact that Clockwork crit, sure, same net worth as Veno, similar level-wise, but crit can solo kill. Crit can solo kill, I'd say anyone on this Radiant team. With a hookshot, cogs, battery assault, and an urn charge going, I struggle to see how anybody survives against Crit's initiation.
I think that's why they're giving it more farm priority. We've seen Crit farming a couple camps here before, a couple jungle camps, now going alone the off lane, getting solo experience himself. He knows that he could have a lot of impact early and then afterwards become kind of a utility positioning hero. And he's going straight for that Spirit Vessel as well, which will make Io's healing not so strong. So that's going to be a pretty nice build here for Crit to have a lot of early impact in the early game. At the same time as well, the Venomancer, he has been forced to go for a Plague Wards build, not the typical build you love going for. It's more of a farming build here for Mind Control. But he's constantly being stopped by the Clockwork mid-farming, which makes this game 10 times harder. And now we'll see what EG is planning to do with the first items now coming in. The Yasha for the Morph, the pipe finally completed on the Darkseer. What is their first objective? Even a Midas in the Sven, with Echo Saber soon to come.
Yeah, Sven's had that Midas for a couple of usages now. Already has Ogre Axe, 1,400 gold saved up towards the Echo. And right now, Liquid don't feel like they can go anywhere on the map. You think about how the Spirit Breaker, Io, Gyro want to work together with that global reach and relocate. They have one Observer Ward that they can maybe play off towards Sumail. But apart from that, Kuroki is very much just playing the fog. He is a fog hero now. He's a tree person, hiding away in the branches of the jungle, and maybe now coming out to play a little bit. Fly, the Inkswell, oh my god, it's worked.
Wow.
Stuns him as the charge is about to connect. That's just glorious. Beautiful stuff from Fly.
Calculator, right? Exactly. He knew that Inkswell would exactly stun him the moment he's about to TP. Now, bottom though, Mind Control in trouble. Godstring's been activated, and you have a surged up Sven following after you. Mind Control can cleave to bits. Sven is just going to continue up farming here. Echo Saber finally completed on him now. And EG starting to really make short work of Liquid, who can't find the space anywhere. Luckily though, the Gyrocopter's still farming, even if their two other cores are very poor right now.
And I just looked at Wii. He didn't even finish the Maelstrom. He is going Javelin into BKB. Very much a rush Black King bar from Gyro. And Wind Ranger here to try and gather themselves at least a team fight victory in the coming minutes. And it will be that, 17 to 18 minute period that I mentioned as Crit gets gone on top. Charge forward. Into the cogs you go, Kuroki. The ranged attacks will be able to finish him off at long last. The thorn in their side, the pesky bastard, has been cleared out.
Middle lane, you see Wee right now. Activates his Wind Run, vacuum of it. No, there's no follow. Wee thinks twice about engaging here though. He has a power shot, he's gonna show himself, but
that's
with a haste room.
Level 4 power shot into a Morphling sitting at 700 HP. Pretty big chunk percentage-wise. Charge onto S4. Darkseer caught with the relocate forward. GH and Miracle getting in on top of him. There's the wall onto their heads. The cooldown dropped as well, but the Soulbind comes out. Do they have follow-through? Not just yet, EG. They'll give up S4 and allow Liquid here to relocate out of the danger zone. Kuroki not going to have the same luxury as his IO Gyro, though, as we will get picked off at the tail end of that team fight.
Dire's top tower is under
Are they going for more? Sumail is here. Miracle and GH have stuck around. Whose homing missile is that? It is the Morphlings heading over towards Miracle.
tower is under attack.
Artesian Fly unable to close the gap and get too involved with that, though.
Well, with that, we get the engagement that wasn't actually that bad for Liquid. The power of the Gyrocopter can be seen. Nio Gyro still very strong. The early Maelstrom, quite impactful. Going for the early BKB that you were talking about. Not necessarily on the Wii, but on Gyrocopter instead. And then straight up for that Butterfly. From farming to resistance to damage. We already have the mechanism as well on GH. Not a bad timing for this IO. Getting that extra healing for Miracle in the team fight, quite a big deal. Now they're out on the hunt. Open catch in a Darkseer perhaps. S4. No, homing missile, not the best stun to initiate your team fight with. Instead, Liquid will just content themselves with a tower. The focus fire has been used on this tower. Clocker kind of hiding in the trees. They might find Kuroki, who's not in the best position. Bulldoze have been used. He can't quite charge with those cogs on him. And Kuroki tries to get out of the cogs, but the hookshot catches him with a battery assault, finishing him off. Miracle not chasing after S4. The ink swap. Oh, the vacuum actually brings him back, which means he can't quite get the kill on S4 as RTZ finally joins the fray. And he has that constant activated. GA tries to get up to the high ground, but can't have Miracle. Miracle out to the BKB, and now man fights the whole team. Is the healing enough for Miracle? It doesn't seem like it. RTZ is dealing way too much damage. The Morphling also from behind, and they managed to kill off Miracle. Finally, EG in that long-awaited kill on the enemy carry.
Man, we are there at the edge of the fight. Doesn't have BKB yet. Didn't have focus fire because he used it on that mid tower. And he's scratching his head wondering, what do I do to get in and join this battle? Absolutely nothing he could do. Once that fight started, it looked pretty bad for Liquid. The pipe on Darkseer, incredibly important in that turnaround there. Keeping everyone on EG alive through the Rocket Barrage, through the cooldown, even through that Poison Nova over the Venomancer. And that's what we see. S4 not going Helm, not going Greaves just yet. Arcane, Soul Ring, pipe first, win a couple of team fights, get your Sven and your Morphling absolutely ready for battle. Keep them sustained through all the nonsense.
Yeah, honestly, the sustainability for EG was surprisingly as high as Liquid's. You know, you have an IO whose sole purpose is to literally keep your hero alive, but the killing is just not enough to keep only Miracle alive. You need that second core. In the case of EG, they have to divide the damage between the Morphling and the Sven, both who are mad fighting this Gyrocopter. But Liquid, as you're mentioning, we standing so far behind from the team fight means everyone can set their sights on the Gyrocopter. And Miracle just lost his 10-second BKB in the team fight, so every single time they fight, it's going to be a bit easier to bring him down. And it's true, though, the positioning though for the vacuum was fantastic there by EG. And that really made a huge difference. S4, fantastic vacuum up to the high ground. Without that, they might have been able to get a bit further in and actually have a proper team fight.
Hey, Evil Geniuses now must be the masters of the cliff tops, honestly. We saw them during Birmingham banning out Rubik, Batrider, Darkseer, Clockwork, 4 staff buyers. They were just, you know, first phase banning out everyone who could cliff Arteezy. But now it seems like Bulb has gone to the drawing board and he's decided, okay, you know what, we'll pick some guys who can cliff ourselves. We'll make sure that Arteezy is going to be safe. Maybe put Miracle up on top of a cliff. As they do look towards the tier 1 mid. Smoked up. EG in that tree line. Rocket Flare for vision, but they spot Arteezy in the trees. There's the Soulbind in with a 2-man stun, but Weehar's BKB. It is here in time to stop that initiation and get the kill on Fly in return. Now they've lost their tower, it's time to push, but a good back. S4 stops the charge with another strike onto Arteezy. He's trapped in the cooldown and the magic damage is going, but he's got the stun towards Wii, and a hook shot catches Gyro. Miracle's BKB is working, and the heal from GH keeps him alive. Crit just moves on forward, but Sumail is in Gyro mode now. The Morphling wants to push in with Arteezy ready. Another Storm Hammer, can it connect onto 2? It will as well. Miracle's caught in the crossfire, but EG have run out of gas. They cannot commit for this. Liquid have brought back the Veno. Neither team capitulating. They want to continue this fight. Reset after the battle. Get your cooldowns back up again. Everyone chomping at the bit, looking for that next pickoff because Roshan's so important for both of these sides.
So much wasted in that team fight, unable to kill off anyone but, you know, measly. No. Wait. That wasn't even the clock that I know. So that was just impressive by EG. Sorry, by Liquid, managing to withstand all of that hate from EG and still not dying thanks to the IO heal. The gyrocopter having slight impact, but of course you don't have enough damage items just yet to be able to kill off the EG heroes. Before we saw a much better team fight for EG, this time not quite enough damage to kill off the poor Liquid guys. And as well, what I really liked in that team fight was the constant back and forth playing with positioning. You have the extra movement speed thanks to the IO. You do have the wind ranger with a lot of mobility. If you're playing in open terrain, you're like a cavalry, you know, in the ancient wars. You have to play in that open terrain to take advantage of all this mobility you have, so the EG can't quite catch you. Even with the cogs there, thanks to the mobility the IO gave the gyrocopter, he was able to just circumvent them completely. Even though the play there by Crit was absolutely fantastic with the hookshot cogs, it simply wasn't enough. Well played. Liquid still having a fighting chance here with a very powerful gyrocopter now inching closer and closer to that butterfly.
Mind control. He's going to have items. Look, he's got a 4-staff and a hood. He is middle of the table net worth-wise. God bless the GPM talent on Venomancer. He wouldn't have a game otherwise. He'll be able to ramp up. Maybe he'll catch the Dark Seer in net worth eventually. We'll see how that goes. EG, okay.
Alright. Right, with the Plague Wards and the Veno. It's just it's okay. It's enough to be able to outfarm the Dark Seer, man.
They haven't cleared that mid lane wave. The BKB! Miracle so fast. Finger on the trigger. Pops it out immediately. Still being chased down by Arteezy though. The Sven cleaving through them. The Shrine popped and the Soulbind out means a back into the absolute raw damage output of Evil Geniuses. Takes down the IO and they look for their secondary target. Venomancer's gone and a single shot. Crit finds the big target. Miracle kept alive by GH though. This gyro kept up by Kuro and GH. Stays alive somehow through that team fight, even with a Spirit Vessel on him. He's dumped back into Fountain. Kuroki dropped, and I'm looking for Weehar's reinitiation. But it looks like for now it will come to an end.
So, in that team fight, again, Crit to me stands out, but they were not expecting the hookshot to land, to be honest, and EG just couldn't follow up in time. Obviously, Gyrocopter got away with too much healing, but still, Liquid, again, I think, is playing better every single team fight. He got the Grimstroke in the backlines early, which meant they had no catch from the Grimstroke, stopping that Inkswell and that Phantom's Embrace from coming out. Very, very well played there by Wee, just chasing him in the backlines while Liquid, or Miracle, predominantly was tanking the brunt of the team fight. And now they're able to secure the Sages, and EG, they have a small window frame to be able to contest this. Well, can they do it in time? The Roshan's about to fall. Oh, he goes the Morphling, they try to steal it. No, the Aegis goes to Miracle, and now Samael's left there alone, but Arteezy comes in, and he wants to kill the IO. Instead, they're switching targets too much. Arteezy's forced to use that BKB. Now with a Surge, he's able to get away. A very difficult engagement that forces a BKB, but they get nothing out of it.
My god, that was so close. Samael in that pit very nearly had his hands on the Aegis. Oh, man, these players are so quick on the BKBs, honestly. You know, you see a jump in, and immediately, before a stun can land, before any kind of connection can be made, Miracle, Arteezy, everybody has that shiny golden aura around them. As GH comes bot, grabs up a bounty rune, and sods off back towards top to babysit Miracle once more. Feeling good for Liquid though. The way this game has gone from start till now hasn't felt good. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It has been wonky, but having Roshan and now Aegis in your back pocket, the pressure's on EG. The onus still is on Liquid to make these aggressive moves and to make this Aegis work for them in team fights and finding pickoffs to go and claim some of these tier 2s which are left outstanding.
Yeah. but you have the damage now on Miracle with the Butterfly. You have a Wind Ranger that finally picked up MKB, so she actually does something in team fights. Mind Control is no longer a creep, so you're getting to that point where your team fight or your lineup is actually starting to work out. Whereas EG, they had that dominance early. Now waiting for the second item on Morphling. Manta Style simply not enough just yet, and that Scotty would be of vital importance. And similarly, as Sven that keeps wasting those BKB charges gets weaker and weaker with every BKB charge he uses. So Liquid is slowly getting closer to EG's dominance, but still not enough to just simply take the game away. EG are still able to get pickoffs easily, like this one for example. They see them in the ward. Oh, there's a charge though for Arteezy. He can still blink in. Who's he gonna go for? It's the night vision, stops him from storm hammering anyone. And they're not gonna be able to take a single kill here.
Morphling now moving into that Skadi. Manta, Morbid Mask. Oh, GH and Miracle out in the open, completely exposed. GH blown out of the water in that river area, and now the follow through. Miracle has the BKB and the Aegis, don't forget. So Liquid looking for a setup, but IO dead for 65 seconds. They get the Storm Hammer and the Chain Stun in onto Gyro. Down goes his first life. Aegis and BKB respawning him up, and Liquid going to force a fight. They need to go in now, but the wall is down. Really nice from S4 to zone them out. Miracle in the middle of the wall as BKB's going, but the flat cannon does absolutely bloody nothing. He's stunned, he's killed, and Liquid look like they might just be down and out. 4 heroes in quick succession, and they're looking for the 5th. S4's hunting Weehaw, but he's going to give up and go and clear some creeps.
Wow, that was massive. You take the Aegis, you take Miracle's life there. Yeah, we makes it alive, but who cares really? It's not we that you're concerned about right now. It's really Miracle. Without him, this 4 Protect 1 strat that you're sort of playing is not going to work out. Sumail also gets a bit of extra gold to start finishing up that Scotty. EG is now gonna take your tier 2s. The role of the Aegis, you were saying, was to take those tier 2s, but instead it's EG doing the same without the need of an Aegis, the need of a Roshan. It's just a good team fight. Take 2 at the same time. Liquid not really able to defend this. They're not going to buy back on the Gyrocopter. And the IO not having buyback was actually pretty big in that team fight.
Oh, it absolutely was. Most certainly going to have to keep that buyback tab open in the next coming minutes. IO 3 minutes. Grim will have his in 30 seconds, as will Mind Control. Arteezy charged up. Crit in the wings, waiting for that counter initiation. As Kuroki does get jumped by the Clockwork. Should be easy pickings here for Evil Geniuses, just to take that kill and bail away. The Shackle Shot from Weehaw does catch Crit. But it's a tanky boy with his Clockwork. 2,200 HP. Infinite amounts of armor and regen with the Spirit Vessel, a Buckler, and a Magic Wand all picked up by the Clock as well.
Wow, I mean, this Clockwork having a good farm to become the utility role, right? That's the role Mind Control is supposed to be playing, but he's doing it more effectively here. And oh, they're going to go here on the Gyrocopter. The IO still healing him up, but is that going to be enough? They break the tether. Oh, there's the relocate, defensively done. The IO might die here, but they're still chasing after them. The Surge quite powerful. They find the Wind Ranger instead. Nice Shackle Shot from the Dark Shield, but damage might be enough anyway. No more Wind Run for him. Another Surge and a crit to finish off the Wind Ranger as Kuroki just gets a bit of space from Arteezy, who's on a murdering rampage, hoping to catch whatever else he finds. There's the hook shot, stopping the Gyrocopter. IO is dead. Miracle out of position, has to force that himself. Oh, no, sorry, Mind Control forces him to the low ground. And thank God for that, because otherwise that Miracle is going to be dead.
Easy crit coming out of Arteezy, and he jumps in immediately on top of Mind Control. The Poison Nova's out with the Gale on top. Sumail and Fly both get caught. The Shackle Shot's good. There's a BKB Sven they're piling into, though, with a wall and a save from the Darkseer. Gets Arteezy out of dodge, while Crit and S4 left here with Sumail to try and clean it all up. A big stun towards Miracle pushes him back through the wall. Dying to his own illusion. He's going to be fine, don't you worry. Crit the only one from EG to fall in the midst of all of that. As Arteezy very low on HP. Gonna TP home back to Fountain from his mid-tier 2. Just to reset a little bit faster because the fight honestly isn't done just yet. Kuroki, he's gone in deep here, trying to help Weehaw get onto the table. They're gonna turn onto Sumail. Away from him out, gets him away from the grasp of Liquid, but for how long? Because we are chasing this one, a homing missile will connect and no! He's dodged it with the Manta style. He's going to morph back into Morphling mode. He's surviving! Sumail's out of there. No way you're catching this man. He is an absolute ghost. Charging, power shotting. There we go, Liquid. Finally, they bring Sumail to his knees. But Arteezy's got a different ending to this story that he wants to bring. Flight. Now aiming for Miracle. BKB in 5 goes for that TP out. Makes himself scarce. As MC and GH left out on the map. Things are getting spicy here.
Yeah, it seems like Liquid still has some fighting spirit left. That kill on Sumail quite big to give him a bit of space now. Being able to get the next item on Miracle, which could be a Divine Rapier. It seems like it's queued up, and Liquid looking for that last resort option yet, because, you know, you're not going to waste any time here. If you're losing, you're losing. You cannot take another bad team fight, because they will storm down your towers to God's strength. And maybe a quick Divine Rapier might save you. He's going for Static first. Of course, the smartest of the options here to make sure the stuns are not so powerful on you. But then, right after, the damage is going to come out on this Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, the Wind Ranger trying to finish up his Aghanims that we are seeing taking a predominant role whenever he takes that Wind Ranger up in the mid lane, allowing him to stop a lot of the Morphlings and Sven's damage, neither of which like going for the MKB. But he did... Oh, he actually did not go for the Stormhammer dispels, which means you cannot dispel that Wind Run. Interesting. Okay, Sven might pay for that. We'll see. Bloodthorn picked up, though. That might be the way to counter this Wind Ranger.
Yeah, that's the way. What's her BKB at now? 7-second duration. Oh shit,
no,
they got?
GH! Why were you there? Look at that surge! Sven is way too quick. He'll find whoever he pleases. He just takes his choice. It's the Venomancer. Meanwhile, the hookshot in the backline stopped the Wind Ranger from going back home. Venom's already dead. But they don't kill off They don't have the means to do so.
Man, oh man. IO dead for 30 with no buyback. What's the big man saying? Roshan alive in 30. So this should be pretty good for Liquid to line up their timings. I just want to pop back over to net worth just to make sure we see this Miracle Gyro farming and racing towards the Satanic, and he already has the Rapier queued up on the back end of it, knowing that this game is getting real tight. High ground defenses are what it's all about.
Yep.
The thing is, Liquid have that additional security, I guess we can call it, with the ability to split push. You think of IO Gyro in a similar way to Spectre. Can push out a lane, can shove it all the way out, and then TP back to fight if need be, or if you're fighting, holding your high ground, you can TP out to, say, a tier 1 bottom lane and claim the objective before your opponents can react. So it's going to be on EG to try and set up as much vision as they can around this Roshan area, take the Aegis and the cheese, and that puts them in good stead to keep on progressing forwards. Liquid, they've got to smoke, they've got to move. Roshan already dead, it looks like. Gyro and IO just a little bit too late to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, taking that ward instead, I was like, oh, I guess we'll take your Observer ward then if we can't take the Roshan. Okay. You know, getting the loser's prize here, unfortunately. Liquid perhaps aiming for a smoke play.
The Consolation ward.
Definitely won't be expecting. Yeah, Consolation reward. Yeah, sorry. The nicer word there. Liquid, unfortunately though, I mean, sorry, as we were talking earlier with the shoving the lanes, the Liquid does have the split pushing potential. EG does push lanes quite quickly with the Sven as well. As long as you have map domination, you're able to do this quite effectively, even without the movement speed Diao provides. The Surge is fantastic at that as well, especially when we get the AoE Surge on this Darkseer later on in the game. It's going to be quite impactful. And as one of the casters thankfully pointing out for us, Sven's close to level 25, which means extra God strength, most likely.
Oh, I can't wait.
Ridiculous.
I can't wait. They do have the Solar Crest now to deal with the Sven or Morphling. I say deal with, to help them deal with a little bit. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm looking at Clockwork nearly doing his Crimson Guard, or nearly having it. Already with a Warcry up, this Gyro flat cannon is going to do very little in the initial stages of these team fights. And with bot lane, mid lane both pushed in here by EG, they can actually pivot themselves towards that kind of western plateau area if need be. But they're going for a reasonable commitment onto tier 3 down here anyway. A third of the HP gone, God's strength popped, so they will actually shove this and try and take the tower. Arteezy moving forward, looking for that connection. Not really wanting to go on mind control though, isn't the biggest ticket target to try and grab. They want the IO, the Gyro, even the Wind Ranger if need be. And here comes that play. Here comes that play. The defending high ground bottom. They know that EG will have a decent amount of time to go and move top. EG will set up though. Warcry, where's the stun? Connects on 2 with a back in. Need the crits from RTZ, but they're not coming, even with that Bloodthorn going. Oh, Sumail. Oh, he's manted. He's got Aegis as well, don't forget, for another 2 minutes 45. Not a massive threat there towards the Morphling.
Well, Morphling might find himself. Mind control, smoke is revealed, but there's nothing, as you mentioned, nothing to be done there. Liquid's kind of playing more defensively here. They can't quite just engage whenever they see someone in a perhaps bad position, unless you have the full vision. Unfortunately, they can shove the lanes. They can't put any aggressive wards right now, which means that they never know what heroes are standing behind a single EG target. That makes pickoffs much more difficult, and using the relocate in an offensive fashion is even more difficult because of this. Especially because you might want to use a relocate defensively, so it's actually a very, very valuable skill right now. We'll see. EG maybe planning on the smoke themselves. They're just grouping up, perhaps, just to stop potential ganks. Or because they're going to keep pushing the lanes as 5.
As long as EG can get back onto the bottom tier 3, they should be in a good spot for themselves. So Liquid make their base camp up top. That's where their home is going to be for the next couple of minutes. Weehaw will come through, clear out these jungle camps, and play that kind of anchor position in the jungle. So it's not just the 2 of them here. They're going to have a +1. And actually, never mind. They've realized that the push is coming too quickly from EG down here. So they already TP'd back Mr. Weehaw as RTZ, the back, does connect 2 of the heroes together with a Soulbind. Unfortunately for Liquid, neither of those heroes has buyback, so Venno and Spirit Breaker gone for a solid 40 seconds, and this lane of Rax is forfeit. There is no way that Liquid can defend this.
Instead, they're going to try to take top. Look at them. They'll relocate immediately, but this is giving EG some time to take your tier 4s. They just want to end this now. Nice Shackle Shot to give them a bit more space as they try to get his tier 3. The damage is not sufficient by Jarkov. They're pushing out the lanes instead. And now it's time for the team fight to go. You have to defend your tier 4s, so just go and take your H. You cannot play defensively any longer. This could be game.
You're 5v3 though.
What is your plan right now? Win Ranger from behind, Win running in. Okay, those cogs put the IO and the Jarkov in a pickle. The Miracle's fighting to the death, and currently he's not dying. Finally, his IO is gone, but in comes a second IO, the second life of GH to help out Miracle and allow him to survive here. The throne, however, is falling, and Weez is running all over the place like a headless chicken, unable to help their master from being slaughtered. The Ancient's gonna die, and Liquid loses no heroes in the process. They are unable to touch EG in this team fight.
Absolutely over. 6